Good morning, students. I welcome you all to the online session, 10th class state board syllabus. And in our textbook, the first lesson is attitude is altitude. Attitude is altitude means what is the meaning of attitude? Attitude. What is the meaning of attitude? Attitude means our behavior, the way we behave with others. That is called attitude. Altitude means altitude is generally referred in terms of see for example aircraft flying at an altitude of so and so meters from the earth level. That means the height. The height is called, the height from the surface level, it is called altitude. In other words, altitude means our position, the position which we occupy in our life. Let us uh, think it in that way. Attitude means our behavior. Altitude means the position that we occupy in our life with our hard work and whatever it is. That is called attitude is altitude. In this lesson, the hero of the lesson is Nick Vujicic. Nick Vujicic. See, for example, you see, God has provided all the organs to us, and God has given hands to us. God has given legs. God has given eyes, ears, nose, tongue, mouth, and everything God has given. And with the help of these organs, we are able to do our own work without depending on others. With the help of your hands, you can do so many things. You can write, you can open, you can do anything with the support of your hands. And similarly, with the help of our legs, we can do so many things. We can go to anywhere, we can walk, and we can jump, and we can do anything. And with the support of our eyes, we can see the entire world. Just for a minute, you just think that a person who is born without hands and legs, what his life is going to be. That is what we are supposed to learn in this lesson. Attitude is altitude. A person who is born without hands or legs is called a torso. Torso means without hands or legs. So he was born as a torso. And in this lesson, you'll understand how he led his life and how his life became inspiration to others. That is what we are going to learn in this lesson. Okay, attitude is altitude. That means, in other words, how we behave, how we behave in our life will determine our future. How we behave in our life will determine our future. Before we start the lesson, I would like to narrate one small story so that you can understand what is attitude and what is altitude. Okay, so it so happened in one village there was one person by name Prem Chand. What is his name? Prem Chand. He was just a farmer, and he has got his wife and two children, two sons. Okay, First son is, let us say, some 10 years old, and the second son is 6 or 7 years old. So, as there was no school in the village, father, that is Premchand, he admitted his sons in the nearest town. Okay, eldest son was studying sixth standard, and the youngest son was studying some fourth standard. So he joined them in the town and put them in the hostel. Like that, their education was continuing. So it so happened on one occasion, Premchand and his wife, they had to attend one marriage function. So the marriage function was taking place in another place. To go to that place, they had to go via this town where his sons were studying. So one day, the father wrote a letter to his sons. My dear sons, we are going to attend one marriage function on so and so date. We are coming by train, and the train halts at this particular place where where your school is situated. That means the train halts near the town. So you please come to the station, railway station, on that particular day at so and so time, at 9 o'clock or something like that. He wrote a letter, father. So the sons, they received the letter, they felt very happy, and because they wanted to see their parents on that particular day. So exactly on the day, Premchand and his wife, they got into the train, and exactly the train stopped at a particular town where his sons were studying. And the train halts there for just 5 or 10 minutes, not more than that. So during that time, parents wanted to spend some time with their children. So when the train stopped, they saw their two children running, and they reached the rail train. And you know what happened? When they came and met their parents, the eldest son, he bowed down and he touched the feet of his parents. And then afterward, and the second son did not do like that. Second son, he was just simply talking, and they spent some 10 minutes. And again, at the time of going, 10 minutes only the train will stop. So before going also, the eldest son, again, he bowed and he touched the feet of his parents. And he took leave and went off. Whereas the second son, he never touched the feet of his parents. Both at the time of coming and while going, eldest son, he touched the feet of his parents. Whereas the second son, he never did such things. So they left, and the train started. And Premchand was in a what we call contemplative mode. He was just thinking and thinking. Wife put a question: "What happened? You must feel very happy because we met our two sons, and it was really a matter of great happiness. And I really fail to understand. I really wonder why you are." Looking so dull and unenthusiastic. Then Premchand replied, No. You see, have you observed the behavior? Have you observed the attitude of our two sons? The eldest son, the moment he saw us, what did he do? He bowed down and touched our feet and took our blessings. And similarly, at the time of going also, again he bent down and he touched our feet and he took our blessings. Whereas the second son, our younger son, he never did like that. He just came and he went off. See the difference between the attitudes of these two children. I am very much worried. Like that father said. Then wife said, see, you are talking in a silly manner. They are, after all, they are all small children, and how does it matter whether they touch your feet or not? That is not important. So why are you worried? No, it is not like that. Everything we have to understand, because today's how they behavior, that will determine their future. I am having my own worries about our second son, youngest son. He said, okay, that incident happened, and afterwards, see, let us go after, say, some 10 years, after 10 or 12 years. What happened in the meanwhile? The education of the children completed, and they settled down in their lives. The eldest son, he became the magistrate. He became the magistrate of the district court, chief judge, in other words. Whereas the second son, he became a peon. He became a peon in the same court where his brother is a magistrate, where his brother is a judge. You know what happened? Because the eldest son happened to be a judge, everybody, whoever comes to the court, they used to salute, they used to wish, because he was number one position in the district court. Whereas the second son, because he happened to be a peon, he had to offer salutes to each and everybody. Just try to understand. The first son, eldest son, was being greeted by others. Others are saluting him. Whereas the second son, the youngest son, he had to offer salutes and he had to greet others. That is the difference. So here what we understand, though it is a small story, you must understand, it all depends on your attitude. What was the attitude of the eldest son when he was a small boy, school going boy? He used to give respect to the elders. And that's why he has become a very important person in his career. He has become a judge, magistrate. Whereas the youngest son did not give any respect to elders, even while he was a boy. And that is why he has become just like a peon, ordinary person. So here what you understand, attitude is altitude, means attitude. What is your attitude, how you behave, that will determine your future. So what was the attitude of the first eldest son? Patience, giving respect, humility. So these are all the activities. So with the result that he achieved a good position in his life. Whereas the second son, he did not pay much attention, he did not give regard or respect to elders in the beginning itself. That is why he has become like a small peon. So our attitude is determined, our attitude determines our altitude. So what I would like, so that is the title of the story. The title of the story is Attitude is Altitude. How you behave in your life, your future will be determined by that. You understand? So right from childhood onwards, we should try to give respect to, we should give respect to elders, our parents, teachers, well-wishers, relatives, all the people, we should give respect. If you do like that, then our future will be very, very happy. Happy in the sense, you will be elevated to a good position in your life because of your attitude. So that is though it is a small story, I think a lot of meaning is hidden in that small story, which I tried to explain to you. So, and keeping that in your view, we should try to, take up this lesson. Okay. Okay. We'll start this. So this lesson, we'll start the lesson. in the next class. So brief introductory part that I given, the regular lesson part of it we will take in the next class. Okay students.